Welcome to the Sheffield United Way match preview. My name is Hal. We're previewing a 3 o'clock kickoff. Imagine that on a Saturday against Preston North End at beautiful downtown Bramall Lane. That's 3 p.m, not a.m. Although you wouldn't be surprised with the bloomin' way, bloomin' sky, bloomin' mess about with the bloomin' fixtures list.
Ole, ole, ole. Ole, ole, ole.
Right, if we look back at QPR, I really enjoyed that. I mean, Loftus Road's not an easy place to go. The Blades going there, I thought, performing quite well, certainly in patches. I believe, unless QPR had got a penalty, they weren't actually going to score, despite chances. Michael Cooper was fantastic. Some other players I thought really stood out as well. And there was one or two that perhaps will look back on that game and wish they'd either been playing in a different position or had slightly more time to impress. And with that in mind, we will get to our lineup for this PNE match, and I'll be very interested to know who you think should play right back. Pop that in the comments now before we get to my choice very, very soon. But it's all about, at this stage of the season, picking up those points. And before we get into team news, let me thank our video sponsors, 𝗬𝗍𝗄 Bar and Grill. 𝗬𝗍𝗄 is a stunning premium bar set over 2 floors with 2 bars, separate restaurant space with luxury unique VIP boxes for private hire. 𝗬𝗍𝗄 truly is Sheffield's ultimate social experience. 𝗬𝗍𝗄 is also the Sheffield United Way's designated pre- and post-match bar of choice. All the live TV matches are on, but for a game day, I think it's the perfect place to meet friends and family before making that very short walk onto Bramall Lane for a home match. You'll find 𝗬𝗍𝗄 at the entrance to New Era Square. Now, Sheffield United have won all 3 of our last 3 matches against Preston North End, and we could make it 4 for the first time since November 1968. Remember it well. Last time Preston won at the Lane was 2018, a 1-0 victory. This match will also see former Blades manager 𝗤𝗿𝗄 𝗵𝗏 face United for the first time since he left the club. That was back in 2023. Last time HECKY was in the opposition dugout managing against the Blades was when he was Leeds manager in February 2018. In his first game as Leeds boss, losing 2-1 at the Lane. Now, United currently sit second in the table while Preston are 15th. Where else? We've played each other 85 times over the course of our history, and United have won 41, which is a very healthy number to Preston's 20, and that means, quick maths, what was a bad click, 24 draws. So the lineup for this, I'm going with Cooper, Chowdhury, Anel, Robinson, Burrows, Souza, Peck, Ben Brereton Diaz, O'Hare, Harmer, Campbell. Chowdhury, maybe not at right back. I didn't think he was particularly good there against QPR. Maybe 𝗍𝗫𝗍 comes in. I also thought Chowdhury was very lucky not to get sent off. Anel or might Wilder play holding, as Anel would miss the Pigs match with a yellow in the next 2 games. Maybe he doesn't play this one. Maybe he doesn't play Bristol City. Maybe he plays both of them. Robinson, I think that makes sense, although I also wouldn't be surprised if Holding does get some minutes in the next 2 matches. Burrows, there's a case for resting Burrows in this or the Bristol City starting lineup with maybe McCallum, who I've always been impressed with when he gets an opportunity. Harmer, or bring him on as he's still not 100% back to full fitness, in my opinion, and start 𝗍𝗻 𝗏𝗏𝗏 and shuffle the pack a little bit. What do you think? Disagree? Like what you see? Let me know your thoughts. And to run the rule over the opposition, we have Ollie from the Butter Pie podcast.
Just to give you a bit of insight on Preston North End before, obviously, this weekend's trip of Preston North End to Bramall Lane. So, yeah, recently just come off a great win at the weekend in Burnley. It was still very much up for the cup, which I'm sure HECKY did very well at Sheffield United, taking you to a semi-finals in previous years, so to speak. So I think he's probably instilled that already. In terms of how that's obviously planned out over the season, that's really the only thing we can look forward to. We're 12 points clear of relegation, but also 11 points adrift of playoffs. So we are where we are. We are where we are always, and we're always pushing towards that 12th to 14th place of where Preston probably should be. But we know it's a rebuilding process under HECKY and Stuart McCall. So, it's been a season of ups and downs. Obviously, with Ryan Lowe leaving first game of the season, Mike Marsh leaving a couple games after, and then Heckingbottom's come in. and so was Stuart McCall as well, and he's done the business. He's galvanised the fan base, he's galvanised the squad as you fully expect him to. I'm sure you probably know better than us, because he's done it at Sheffield United, and I feel the way that he's gone about it will deserve proper backing come the summertime. And I feel like next season, maybe the season that we finally get to, push towards playoffs. But in terms of this game, it's going to be a real tough game coming against some top talent, especially in the final third. I know you've got 𝗪𝗍𝗍 superstar, I say superstar for 6 months, Tom Cannon, who's not had the best starts to his career at Sheffield United, but I'm sure without any doubt he's going to score against us. But yeah, there's a couple of injuries coming into it. Yesterday, Alan McCann did pick up a bit of a knock. He's been one of our better players this season, so I'm still unsure he'll play. Stefan Ford-Arsen didn't play yesterday, but he's expected to be in the squad come Saturday. And one to look out for is 𝗍𝗲𝗻, the one bit of creativity in 𝗞𝗵𝐴's team. This season, he's been out for a couple of games, and it may be just a step too far for Saturday, but who knows? We will see when the lineup comes. But if 𝗍𝗲𝗻 is missing, it will be a huge miss for North End's chances to be able to create anything in the final third. So yeah, that's what I anticipate. I'm going to say 2-0 Sheffield United, because I hate being optimistic when it comes to Preston North End, and I think although it'll be a tough game for both of us, mainly us probably, but I fully expect it to be a really tight game. I can't see it going 3-4, 5-0. It's going to be a real close one, and I feel like you've got the quality enough to beat us, and I think you'll pull away and win 2-0.
Cheers, Ollie. Hopefully, we'll never play you again. Now, the referee for Sheffield United versus Preston North End is John Busby. He's from Oxfordshire. He's taken charge of 23 matches in all competitions so far this season. He's issued a very average, par for the course, 70 yellows. Nothing leaps out at me there. He's only issued 2 reds, and 1 was a second yellow, and he's only given 4 penalties, so it doesn't seem like a ref that hugely impacts the game. And he's actually in charge of a huge away win, especially if you look at the table now with how well they're doing on the cusp of the playoffs. A huge away win at Bristol City in November. He was in charge of our 2-1 win that day. He's reffed Preston 12 times in his career. They've won half of them, so obviously they've also not won half of them. He's only refereed United 4 times. We've won 3 and lost 1. We now come to our player connections, brought to you by our friends 𝗵𝗏𝗄𝐿. 𝗵𝗏𝗄𝐿, a virtual band. Many of their members are Blades. Check out 𝗵𝗏𝗄𝐿.com. Their most recent album, excellent. It's called Tall Tales of 10 Girls. And thanks to all of you that give us regular feedback. 1 or 2 of you picking up most recently in the last week about how much you've enjoyed listening to 𝗵𝗏𝗄𝐿. Really are an eclectic mix. Now, we always pick 4 played for both. My 4 for this one, starting with Ched Evans, 126 Blades appearances over 2 spells. Didn't score any in his second spell, but scored 48 in all competitions the first time round. For Preston, 90 games, just 16 goals. That's, of course, the side he still plays for. So does Ben Whiteman, who played 12 times for United, a product of our youth system via Manchester United. He's so far played 136 times for Preston, scoring 11, and most crucially, is their captain. Callum Robinson, Preston North End player, 2014-2015, when he was on loan. They made that permanent in 2016. 160 appearances, 41 goals, 21 assists. Really good numbers for Preston. For the Blades, 2019, less good, the numbers. 19 appearances, 2 goals, and 1 fairly memorable assist. Tom Cannon, if you didn't know, he also played for Preston, but I think you did know because Ollie told us a little bit earlier on. And 2023, Tom Cannon was at Preston, 21 appearances, 8 goals, 1 assist. He's also got 1 assist for the Blades. That's all we've seen from him in 6 appearances. As yet, not found the back of the net, but could he in this game? Ollie thought so from the 𝗵𝗏𝗄𝐿 podcast. I actually tend to agree. I genuinely think we'll win this one 1-0 and Cannon will score in the second half. But as we're doing played for both, who else can you think of? Let me know in the comments. And as I've already given you my score prediction, let's get to score predictions. And if you'd like your score prediction shared on a match preview and to receive a whole host of other benefits like getting videos early and just to support us, patreon.com/SheffUnitedWay. It really helps us to continue to do what we do. And I would love you. Blades fans in our WhatsApp group chat. What do they know? Do they know things? Let's find out in just a moment, because I'm going to share this with you first. Sheffield United have not lost on a weekend day, a Saturday or Sunday, this season. Quite an incredible stat. The defeats being Leeds on a Friday, Middlesbrough a Wednesday, Burnley a Thursday, Sunderland a Wednesday, Hull a Friday, Leeds a Monday, in the FA Cup, Cardiff we lost on a Thursday, and Barnsley in the League Cup, very disappointing, on a Tuesday. Thanks to Statsman Adam for sharing that. Now, Ant thinks we'll win 2-1, and James agrees. The very same Statsman Adam says it'll be a dull 0-0, perhaps because of the both sides' lack of scoring a lot of goals. Ollie is going 2-1 Blades, so is Mark, and so is Ray. As you already know, I'm saying 1-0. Cannon, mark it. Nick says 1-0 as well. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Thank you all for watching or listening to this match preview. Up the Blades.
Ollie, Ollie, Ollie.